Pune Porsche case. We are getting to hear that Vishal Agarwal and SK Agarwal are going to be in police custody till the 31st of May. This is the minor's father and the grandfather, and both will be in police custody till the 31st of May. Now, this case has seen just so many developments, so many twists and turns. The recent one being how the teen's blood sample was swapped, and that really has been the actual shocker. The father and the grandfather in police custody. There was also an attempt to pressurize the driver to take blame, but the latest big news is that both the father and the grandfather, who had set up this massive cover-up to shield the minor accused, will now remain in police custody till the 31st of May. I'm going to go straight across now to Yesha. Yesha, over to you. Just fill us in with all the details and tell us a little bit more about, all the evidence that was presented, given the fact that both the father and the grandfather will now be in police custody till the 31st of May.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the prime evidence that the cops presented before the court was a seizure of the vehicle. In fact, this morning we reported from Yerwara police station where this very vehicle was seized and bought. This was the Mercedes car in which the driver was in fact was kidnapped. Now this car has been seized. Apart from that, the keys of the cars have been seized, and phone. There was an iPhone which was used, which has also been seized by the cops. Now this was a prime argument that was presented by the cops before the court, asking for the custody of the father and the grandfather of the accused, stating that they want to first in fact seek details and data from the phone that has been seized, so as to understand what was the conversation and what was the details that were shared on the phone. They will have to retrieve several call data records and messages, because it was allegations by the driver that he was forced into admitting that he was the one behind the wheel. So here they will try and get these details of if there are any messages or any call data records that they would need to seek. Of course, they have already informed the concerned telephone operator, but here they will also need to ask for these details. Apart from that, the car which has been seized, the car in this case is a Mercedes car that has been brought into the custody of the Yerwara police, wherein they will have to try and get some more details from the car. They'll have to verify the CCTV footages of the vehicle and understand if it was the same vehicle that the driver was taken in from. Apart from that, further details in the remand copy also speak about how the father and the grandfather of the accused will have to be questioned while they are together, because so far the father's custody was only the cops received father's custody only yesterday, while the grandfather had been custody for the last 3 days. So now they'll have to get father and the grandfather to sit together and cross-examine them.
But yes. Yesha, the swapping of the teenager's blood sample report has been the real shocker. Was it the DNA mismatch that threw the cover off of this massive cover-up by the father and the grandfather to shield the main accused?
Absolutely. In fact, here the details that in the investigation have emerged how father had spoken to one of the doctors here. In the case, the doctor who's been arrested, it was father who had spoken to him and asked him to get these blood samples to be swapped. Now here, of course, cops will try and investigate and get some more details. There's also a possibility that after the custody in this case ends, that is that of the threatening driver, there's also a possibility that the cops can try and get the custody of the father in the case pertaining to swapping of blood sample. So here, of course, while the custody in one case ends, cops are looking at getting the custody of the father in other case. Here, details that have emerged are quite shocking. The doctor in this case had a previous antecedent wherein his name had emerged in earlier misdeeds as well in the city, including a kidney racket. Apart from that, he was also questioned when it comes to one of the cases in Sassoon Hospital just last month, that of a rat bite of a patient. All of these details had constantly been emerging. The name of this doctor was constantly on the scanner. However, now details from the hospital also reveal, in fact, details in the investigation also reveal that the accused in this case has said there are many more people who are involved in this. There are many public representatives who are involved in this, and he would in fact throw some light and spill some beans on the people who are involved. So which clearly means that it was not only the 3 doctors, but there were many more people who were involved in this. Yes.
Indeed. Yesha, thank you so much for joining us and just taking us through this very complicated car crash.